The moment begins so quietly that you almost miss it. There's no dramatic music, no obvious cue that something significant is about to unfold. Just two people sharing a space, a camera rolling, and an atmosphere that feels a little too real to be scripted. And yet, somehow, everything about it pulls you in. Zhang Linghe doesn't look like someone who's acting. That's the first thing you notice. His expressions aren't exaggerated, his reactions aren't polished for the screen. Instead, there's a softness, a hesitation, something almost vulnerable in the way he looks at Tian Xiwei. It makes you wonder, was this really part of the script or something more? Tian Xiwei, on the other hand, carries a natural charm that feels effortless. She leans in slightly, her eyes curious, playful, yet somehow deeply attentive. It's the kind of presence that makes anyone feel seen. And maybe that's where it all begins, the quiet, invisible pull that no one can quite explain. People often ask, who forced Zhang Linghe to fall in love with Tian Xiwei? But the truth is, nothing about this feels forced. If anything, it feels like something that happened despite all efforts to control it. Like gravity. Like something inevitable. There's a subtle shift in his gaze when she speaks. It lingers just a second longer than necessary. Not enough to be obvious, but enough to be noticed if you're paying attention. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. What makes it even more compelling is how natural their interactions feel. There's laughter, yes, but it's not the kind that's performed for the audience. It's spontaneous, slightly messy, the kind that comes from genuine comfort. And that's rare. At one point, Tian Xiwei moves closer, studying his face with a playful curiosity. It's such a simple action, almost innocent. But Zhang Linghe's reaction says everything. He doesn't pull away. He doesn't overreact. He just lets it happen. That moment alone feels dangerously real. You start to question everything. Is this still acting? Or have the lines blurred somewhere along the way? Because when emotions are real, they don't follow scripts. They don't wait for cues. They appear in the smallest gestures. The way someone listens, the way someone smiles without realizing it, the way silence between two people suddenly feels meaningful. Zhang Linghe's expressions carry that kind of weight. There's a quiet intensity in the way he looks at her, like he's trying to understand something he didn't expect to feel. And maybe that's exactly what's happening. No one forced him. If anything, the situation itself did. The setting, the chemistry, the countless hours spent together. These are the things that slowly build something undeniable. Not all at once, but piece by piece, moment by moment. And Tian Xiwei? She doesn't seem to realize the effect she has. Or maybe she does, but chooses to keep things light, playful, safe. There's a balance in the way she interacts with him, never pushing too far, but never pulling away either. It creates this tension that's almost impossible to ignore. Viewers can feel it through the screen. That's what makes it so powerful. You're not just watching a scene, you're witnessing something that feels authentic, something that resonates on a deeper level. There's a reason people keep replaying these moments. It's not about the storyline anymore. It's about what lies beneath it. The unspoken emotions. The almost confessions. The glances that say more than words ever could. And Zhang Linghe, despite all his composure, can't fully hide it. There are cracks in the performance, tiny glimpses of something real slipping through. A smile that lingers too long. A pause that feels too heavy. It's in those cracks that the truth reveals itself. Love, or something very close to it, doesn't need permission. It doesn't ask whether it's appropriate or expected. It simply happens, often at the most inconvenient times. And maybe that's why this feels so real. Because it doesn't feel planned. It feels accidental. There's a certain kind of beauty in that. The unpredictability. The vulnerability. The way two people can find themselves caught in something neither of them intended. Tian Xiwei continues to be herself, bright, warm, effortlessly engaging. She laughs freely, speaks openly, and moves through the moment without hesitation. And in doing so, she creates a space where authenticity thrives. Zhang Linghe responds to that space in a way that feels deeply human. He softens. He listens more closely. He reacts not as a character, but as someone experiencing something genuine. And that's what makes this so captivating. Because in a world of carefully crafted performances, moments like this stand out. They remind us of what real connection looks like: imperfect, unplanned, and incredibly powerful. So when people ask who forced him to fall in love, the answer becomes clear. No one did. It wasn't a person. It was the moments they shared. The laughter. The silence. The way their worlds seemed to align, even if only for a brief time. And perhaps that's what makes it so heartbreaking. Because moments like these don't always last. They exist in a space between reality and illusion, where everything feels possible but nothing is guaranteed. Still, for those who watched, it was enough. Enough to believe. Enough to feel. Enough to wonder what might have been. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most real thing of all.